to join back. They will be able to join back. So because the recording will be available, and then we don't want disturbance. We don't want disturbance. So that's it, and everyone we have an effective learning for the recording. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I'm going to commence. So we're going to start now, and then so let me start by appreciating each and everyone for yesterday's class. So I should say yesterday's class was truly inspiring for me, right? It was extremely inspiring, and then I was honestly surprised and impressed by the level of curiosity, the level of confidence and intelligence shown by some of you guys. So we have young minds as 10, 11, and 12 years old from what you guys have mentioned. Likewise, other people as well. So the way they responded, the way you guys engaged with yesterday's section shows that you guys are already thinking beyond your age and giving a well-detailed and explanatory answer. So that is something worth celebrating, right? So to every one of you, so to every one of you, I want to say this clearly. Keep going. This is the starting point. You're on the right path. What you are starting now is powerful, guys. And then if you stay consistent, it will open doors for you in the future, right? So I also want to be real with you. I'm someone that for my academy, even though I told some of my facilitators and those leaders in my community, we don't promise internship, right? So some other academies, they do that, but I don't promise internship. But I worked, mentor each and everyone to ensure that the right opportunities, whenever you see it, you'll be able to grab it. Likewise, get the right opportunity. See, there are a lot of success stories of which I have received from my people. And then, alhamdulillah, if we can keep up with it, right, it's going to definitely be a success for you. So, as I told you yesterday, my own journey was not smooth. I did not have the kind of guidance, the kind of mentorship or exposure that many of you will be getting now. I told you when I started data analysis, it was a rough journey, just not having an effective structuring, mentorship, the right academy, and right. So having 11 years old and some of the age over here that I'm seeing, right, over there, even at of 19 years old, 20 years old, we are not serious, right? So, but alhamdulillah, I had to figure out a lot of things on my own, and that is what I want you guys. You guys should truly value the opportunities that you have, right? You guys should truly value the opportunities that you have because you are starting earlier and with more direction than many people had. I believe with all those 10 years old, 12 years old, if you can continue like this, definitely, right, you will go beyond me. And then I'm very, very certain is not by it's not a small journey. You have to keep it up. You have to keep it up. And likewise, at your age, you have the ability to learn so much. You can explore a lot of areas. So don't let people tell you that you can't do a lot of things. It's a lie. You can do a lot of things with that age. Don't let people discourage you. You can explore different areas. For example, now I explore data analysis, right? So, but by God's grace, I will ensure that the syllabus, some of my my teammates, they have structured, right? They did not give me any topic, but I will always become at any point in time. I'm available to always be with you guys and explain some other important things also. So you can always explore different things. Like myself, I'm a data analyst. I told you guys I'm a cloud engineering and I'm also in DevOps engineering. I currently work as a junior DevOps engineering. So, but now I even want to navigate AI engineer, but I don't get that time again, right? So these are the things that are reserved for you guys now. So if you stay focused and if you keep practicing, you can build some skills even before you turn 18 or 19, right? So it is important to also understand that learning all those skills does not limit you in any way. You can still become anything that you want to become, either a doctor, an accountant, an engineer, or any profession that you want to be. You can still do any profession you want to be, and still learning the tech side of it as well. So and data skills will make you better in whatever path you choose. It will give you an advantage. It will help you think better, and it will allow you solve problems more effectively. So what I see in you guys is potential. It's a very, very strong potential, and not just a little one, but a lot strong potential. So and to the parents as well. I don't know if any parents are here. I don't know. And I think one parent messaged me yesterday with a very, very insightful message. So thank you so much. So I want to say thank you for supporting the children as well and exposing them to opportunity like this, guys. So I want also to encourage you to continue guiding them, encouraging them, and creating an environment where they can learn and grow. So your support is very, very important. Your support will play an important role in shaping their futures, right? So this is the beginning for each and every one of you, young minds, and I'm excited for what you are likely to become in the future. Thank you so much, guys. So today we are going to continue from where we stopped yesterday. I explained, I think I have, so let me open the slide. Yeah, Olamide Daniel, you can ask a question. You can ask a question, please. Olamide Daniel. Please, at any point in time you are not seeing my screen, kindly signify, let me know. At any point in time you are not seeing my screen, please kindly just let me know so I'll be able to reshare again. Please, Olamide Daniel, if you want to ask a question, you can unmute yourself, right? So, yeah, so yesterday we talked about data analysis fundamentals, right? What is data analysis? Likewise, the importance of data analysis. Explain reasons for decision making, to identify trends, risk detection, for performance improvement, and likewise we'll talk about data in everyday life. And then some gave us different scenarios pertaining to the day-to-day everyday life of using data. Also, I think this okay. So I was about explaining the 4 pillars of data analysis, right? So I was about explaining the 4 pillars of data analysis. So I told you guys that we have 4 pillars of data analysis. So we have 4 pillars of data analysis, which is They are not serious. So we have the descriptive analysis, we have the diagnostic, we have the predictive, we have and the prescriptive. So these are the four. These are the four. So when you think of data analysis as this four level of maturity. Think of data analysis as this four level of maturity, or the four pillars, right? So another simple way to see it is like a journey. You are moving from just understanding what has already happened to what actually is guiding you to what will happen next, right? Olamide Daniel, any issue? Olamide Daniel, please unmute yourself and talk.
No issue.
Yeah, lower down the hand. Thank you. Yeah, so let's start with descriptive analysis, guys. So please, can you see the screen? Can you see my slide effectively, guys? So if you can see it, let me see your emoji. If you can see it well, let me see your emoji. Thank you. And then please ensure you are with a book and a pen to jot some things. Ensure you are with a book and a pen to jot some things, please. Right. So at any point in time, I can call you during my explanation to also explain something, because I've noticed it's like I think some girls explained something yesterday as well, but be like, now the male explain a lot of things, a lot. So please let us balance. Let us balance it, right? It's not only male that's it's not only male data or tech are being made for. It is everyone. So please, the female over here, let us ensure that we are also attentive and following and answer questions as well. Now, the first level of data analysis is descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis. And this descriptive analysis, I told you yesterday, it is the foundation, and then I call it the foundation and the starting point of every analysis that you want to do. It is the foundation and the starting point of every analysis that you want to do. Now, at each stage of these pillars of data, you ask yourself some important questions, right? So you ask yourself some important questions. Now, under the descriptive analysis, the question you ask yourself is, what happened? What happened? At this stage now, you're not trying to explain anything yet, guys. At this stage, you are not trying to explain anything yet. You are not trying to give any reports yet. You are not trying to give any facts yet. But what you are trying to do is asking yourself what happened. Right? It sounds simple. It is important because it gives a clear picture of the current situation from the analysis that you have done, or that you have made. Without these guys, without the descriptive analysis, there is nothing to build on. Without the descriptive analysis, there is nothing to build on. So it is like, I told you guys also yesterday that it's a way of looking at your exam results. You are supposed to have 70, 80 something, you add 60 something. The first thing I will ask yourself is that, what happened? I wrote this thing effectively. I answered everything out of 5 questions. I answered the whole 5, even though I explain more. Then next thing, why? Why did I score 68? Why? Right. So you are wondering, the first thing is that what? Asking yourself what happened. right? The exam results is out already, so it is a past. So it has been marked already. The exam result has been marked. So you are trying to ask a descriptive analysis pertaining to what happened from the data. Pertaining to what, guys? What happened from the data. Now, don't forget, it has to do with you summarizing and interpreting past data to understand what happened. For example, past sales reports. Maybe we are in 2026. You want to analyze 2025 reports. You want to analyze 2024 reports. You want to analyze 2023 reports. Definitely, you need to start with descriptive analysis. You need to start with descriptive analysis, right? Also showing historical trends, also showing your metrics, right? I showed you guys what we meant about when talking about trends. So anything I explain, I'll be using it simultaneously and concurrently. So please, I can't be going back to any of my definition. So you need to be able to figure out and know more about the explanation, right? So that is descriptive analysis. You are trying to summarize and interpret past data. You are trying to summarize and interpret what, guys? Past data. Now, the next thing is what? Diagnostic analysis. Now, once you already know what happened, the next natural question is, why did it happen? Now, this is where the diagnostic analysis comes in, right? So this is where things this is where things become interesting. You are no longer just reporting numbers now. You want to investigate them. You want to investigate them, right? So from your exam results, you notice that I scored 68 and I wrote everything. Next thing, why did I score this? You now start investigating your exam results. So this person did not -2 for my mark. So this person did this. So this person did this. Why did this person? That is diagnostic analysis, right? That is diagnostic analysis. You are trying to find results. You are trying to find reasons. Yes, you are trying to find reasons behind the results. You are trying to find reasons behind the results. You are trying to investigate that's exactly what happened to the score, right? For example, now look at it now, guys. If sales dropped, right? If sales dropped, maybe yesterday I showed you some analysis. So this is what I want to do. I want to explain before, then I will open a dashboard. I'll call on anyone that is ready. If you are ready, so you can just signify by raising your hand and explain from that dashboard the 4 pillars of data analysis, right? Then I will confidently myself know that, wow, you get the explanation, right? So don't forget, descriptive is what? Descriptive is analyzing and you summarizing and interpreting what happened from past data, from historical, from metrics, right? Then diagnostic is you want to investigate them, right? You want to investigate them. You want to know the reason behind why it happened. So diagnostic analysis talks more about why did it happen. Why did it happen? Right? I said if sales drop, you can't just now, if you are analyzing any sales to an organization, you can't just be saying, boss, sales, sir, sales drop or sales decrease from so period to so period. I trust my boss actually. I trust my boss. You answer some specific question, even though before you even finish, you could explain some things, right? So it is then you start asking deeper questions, right? You start asking deeper questions. Was it because there were fewer customers? Maybe because fewer customers came in. That's why. That is why. Can you see? That is why sales dropped. The first thing is what happened. The diagnostic, investigating that. So was it because customer dropped? That is why. Was it because customer dropped? That is why sales also decreased as well. Or Was there a problem with supply? Right. Was there a problem with supply? Or what happened to our products? Or our customer not buying with us again? You now start calling. Assume you are a business owner. You now start calling your customer. Mr. So, are you not buying? Are you not buying things from us again? No. Sir, are you not buying things from us again? Because why? Because customer is decreasing. And then if your customer is decreasing, it's just like there's something called in economics. I can't remember because I know the accounting field again. I'm very sorry. So there's something we call in economics law of, so I think law of demand or law of supply. I can't remember. The higher the something, the lower the, so the higher your customer, the higher your sales. So sorry, it's not law of demand. So don't let me say maybe we have economics, yes. Maybe we have economics in our midst. So don't let me say rubbish. Now the higher your customer, the higher your sales. Right. So if anything happens to your customer, definitely your sales is going to decrease. Then you start asking, boss, why are you not buying things from us again? Right. So that is diagnostic. You want to investigate. Now, you will investigate from your dashboard. It is from that dashboard you start investigating. Now, the next thing also, so after that is after understanding the past, the first thing is what you need to understand the past. Right. You need to understand the past, summarize it, and interpret that data from the past to know what happened. Then reason behind it, investigate it. Why did it happen? Then we move to future, which is predictive analysis. So at this stage, you are asking, you already know that so this customer, most of all these customers are not buying from us again. They have gone to, so let's assume that you are working with okay, let me use phone. I'm always using Samsung, iPhone as an example. The demand for an iPhone has been increasing a lot. Samsung and iPhone are now competing in the market, right? And before, over the years, it was Nokia, right? It was Nokia. Then definitely, then I heard more about it that Nokia, they don't adopt new technological skills. Right, they were not ready to adopt new technological skills. And now look at what happened to Nokia today. Nokia is not, they are not even the top 5 in the market. I think Techno, Infinix, they have taken over the market from them. Right. So then, assuming they have a data analyst who already analyzed this, that why did this happen? Why are customers not buying from us again? Or why are customers switching from Techno to Infinix? Techno to iPhone, Techno to another product, right? So the next thing is what? Predictive. You now start asking, what is likely to happen in the future? That is the third thing. What is likely to happen in the future? Right. So you start asking, now you now start using past data, you start using your thinking, guessing about different things. Now, I think someone said, Megan yesterday said she's a business owner. He said whenever his sales does not come up or whenever sales go up, she's going to discontinue that product. Right. She starts asking, what is likely going to happen to other products that she has? Will she also discontinue the other products? She'll start guessing. That is predictive analysis. She'll start guessing what is likely to happen to my next product. You start using past data and past pattern to guess about the future. For example, if sales has been increasing, guys, if sales has been increasing steadily every month, Mr. Kozim and what's this person name? Mr. Kozim and Abdulkarim Ahmad, please kindly put off your video. Mr. Kozim and Abdulkarim Ahmad, please kindly put off your video. Thank you. Yeah, please let us put off our video. Right. So now, what I was explaining, I think I was giving an example that if sales has been increasing steadily every month, you can predict what is the sales. Let's assume that January sales has been increasing, February, sales has been increasing. March, sales has been increasing. You can likely happen to what is going to happen to April also. Let's assume that we had sales of maybe 150,000 naira. The other month, your sales increased to 200,000 naira. It increased to 230. Definitely, you start forecasting that it's likely I'm going to have like 300. It's likely I'm going to have like 350. Right. So these are what we call predictive. You use past data to start analyzing what is likely to happen in the future. What is going to happen? It is important that so guys, not all predictions are magic, right? So your prediction will be based on patterns, will be based on probabilities. Your prediction will be based on what, guys? Patterns and probabilities. And then businesses value this a lot. Businesses value this a lot because it helps them prepare ahead instead of reacting late. And that is why what's it called? Nokia failed. See, let me tell you something. Data analysis is needed in all fields. Let me tell you. Mr. Cousin, please, admin, I beg. If we have people that are not abiding by the rules and regulation, I beg, let us remove them, please. Mr. Cousin, please kindly put off your video. Please kindly put off your video. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, guys, so if a business failed, it's very hard for that business to come back to Nigeria to succeed. Now, I think there's a company, maybe PayPal or so, I don't know, but the company is trying to rough around this year. It's the company, I think, it discontinued its operation. That they stop operation over like 10 years. They lose trust from their customers, right? So do you know what they did? Now they came back, they were trying to shuffle around. But we Nigerians, if they don't hate you, they don't hate you with that. If they don't like your products, they don't like your products. So assuming then that company have predicted that, are we going to have customer trust? Are we going to have customer trust? Yeah. Right. So that is where predictive analysis comes in. The first thing is descriptive. You analyze what happened. Then, using past data and summarizing, interpreting metrics. Then, why did it happen? Investigating reports, giving reasons behind why it happened. Then, looking at, okay, what should we do? What is likely going to happen? Next thing is, what is likely going to happen in the future? Now, after you analyzing what is likely going to happen in the future, then the final level is what here? Is you go to the highest level, which is you go beyond understanding and predicting now. You are predicting, guys, but you need to look at, you start by recommending actions. You know, people will start by recommending action. Okay, do this. Do this. Let me start selling this product. Let me do this product. Okay? Should I ask people? Okay, people can recommend. So you start by answering question, what should we do about it? What should we do? For example, if your analysis shows that, guys, if your analysis shows that sales drop, that your sales is always dropping when you increase price, right? Maybe when your price was 15 naira, then you're always having customers. But immediately you increase price, what will happen? Your sales drop. So what are you going to do? Then you have to adjust the price. That is prescriptive. You have to adjust the price, right? So likewise, if data shows that customer prefer a certain product, definitely, what should we like? That's to say, okay, what should I do about it? Customer prefer this product. Then you might have to adjust that customer supply. Then you won't buy a certain product again, you start buying the other products. So you are not just an analyst anymore. you are becoming a decision supporter for the business. You are doing a decision making for the business. You are trying to eradicate risk that is likely going to happen to you. So now, when you look at all these four together, you see a clear flow. You see that there is a clear flow, right? The first thing is that what you start by understanding what happened. Then you explain why did it happen. Then you look ahead to see what might happen, and finally you suggest what you should do. That is the flow. The first thing, you understand what happened. Now, pertaining to your exam results, guys, let's assume that in your school, you always, maybe they do give prize, overall best student, and then you saw 60 something, right? You ask, what happened? They gave you your script. You start analyzing, why did I score 60 something? Okay, so I spelled this wrong. Oh, I did not answer this place very well. Can you say I did not answer this place? You are specifying the reason behind that. Then predictive. Okay, so that means my next exam, I need to read better. Then prescriptive. You start analyzing, what should I do? I need to start reading effectively for it so that I can move ahead this boy. I can move ahead this person, guys. So that is the flow of your data, your 4 pillars of data analysis. So as you grow in this field, guys, your goal should not be to stop at just reporting numbers. You're not just reporting numbers. Anyone can actually create a report. But not everyone can explain it. Not everyone can predict it, and not everyone can recommend it. Guys, now let me show you one of the reports I did for a company. Actually, it was in consulting. It was not it was a consulting role. I did a consulting role. I have a full-time role that I'm currently doing, but it's a consulting role. I did it for them. They messaged me for the consulting role to do an analysis for their products, to suggest, right, what they should do. So let me try to open it and see if it will be very day safe. Yeah, so I think I've seen it. Okay. Yeah, so let me stop sharing my screen and share this. So guys, so I won't be able to show you the dashboard. Yeah, so guys, I won't be able to show you the dashboard because companies dashboard is confidential, right? So whenever you even at any point in time you get a consulting role, you must not show anyone, because there will be a signed agreement between you and the company. So the company's dashboard is confidential. It must not be disclosed to anyone, guys. Now, so this was around July last year, while I was still a lead BI consultant, not a full-time role. but I tend to help the business to give an effect. Can you say that a data-driven dashboard review and strategic insight? Now, so let me try to explain what it contains. Now, if you look at the side, I gave them, I want to help them to identify their strengths, to help them spot their key risk they are likely to have, and likewise to provide an effective insight. You know, insight. So I already explained what is insight, and likewise I gave them assumptions and then the data models. Okay, this is not where exactly I'm going to. So this is that. Now look at what I did, guys. Now look at what I did over here. Now you notice that over here I explain what happened. Over here I explain what happened. That the repayment strength, I explain each and every detail of what happened in the dashboard that I prepared in line with the company data analysis, right? So I explained their agent dependency, their revenue contraction. I explained everything. Then the next thing as well, I also gave an in-depth report also on their cash flow stability, their customer concentration, their payment period risk. Now, I told them that Olajide, there's an agent which his name is Olajide. So he has an overstretch repayment. Instead of repaying earlier, it takes over 75 days to repay. So definitely the company will ask Olajide that, why are you always paying 75 days? Why others are repaying 25 days? What happened? Right. So over here now, look at what I did again. I showed them the challenges that is impacting their growth. I showed them the impact of all these insights, the impact of all these insights in their growth. Then the last thing I did was what, guys? What should happen in the future? Recommendation. I give them recommendation, guys. So this is what we call an effective insight. Guys, I followed the 4 pillars of data. See, that 4 pillars of data analysis, I followed it. That 4 pillars of data analysis, guys, I followed it. So, so the 4 pillars of data analysis that we have the descriptive, we have the diagnostic, we have the predictive, and we have the prescriptive, right? So these are the four pillars of data analysis. So I will open a dashboard now. So I want someone to, so look at the definition in just 1 minute. Look at the definition for my explanation, everything I did, look at. So let me open a dashboard. Sorry guys, so let me open a dashboard right, so let me open a dashboard. Okay, so let me open a dashboard. So from the dashboard, I want someone to like give an in-depth explanation, using my explanation to talk more about the 4 pillars of data analysis from the dashboard. So let me see, maybe I should use the dashboard that we are using yesterday. Let me see, maybe you should use the dashboard that we are using yesterday. Okay, let us use that dashboard that we are using yesterday. So I have another dashboard over here as well. So I have some dashboard that I've done for some clients. I'm going to show them as well. Yeah. So I want someone to explain. So if you are ready to explain, kindly signify and raise your hand. If you are ready to explain, so you could just signify and raise your hand. Right. I didn't answer again. Another person. I want 2 male and 2 female. Okay. Ibrahim, I want another 2 more person. Now let's look at this. Okay, Aisha. Let me click on now. If you look at this revenue, this is our revenue. Now let me expand this a bit for you to see. Now this is our revenue. I have Georgia, right? Or let me pick Oyo or Utah, Washington, Kansas, Florida, Florida, New York. I think Montana's is revenue. Yeah, Montana. Yeah. So I want someone to explain from this analysis using a descriptive using the 4 pillars of data analysis. Anyone? Oh yeah. Using the 4 pillars of data analysis. Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam.
Now, with the analysis dashboard we are looking at, it shows us, in terms of descriptive analysis, we have to study everything that this dashboard is displaying. On this dashboard, we can see top 10 customers by revenue and what their input is to the company or to the country. Then the region that came with highest revenue and the lowest revenue. Then top 5 products, subcategory, all these things will be studied. After we have studied it, then we need to look at those area or those country or those states that are not providing or generating large revenue. What may be their causes? That is where we are going to move to diagnostic analysis. Then what may cause that? Why are they not generating more income? Then we are going to diagnose. Is it the way they are publicizing, or the way they are advertising, or the way they are packaging their product? We are going to look at all this. Why are customers not coming? Is it transport issue? Is the location of the company very far away from where people can access easily? All these things will be looked into. We diagnose. After we have diagnosed and we've seen all the problems that we think may cause the problem of not generating much income, then we go to what? Predictive. We start predicting solutions that instead of us putting the company at this strategic location, why can't you move it closer to the people? Then for them to access it more. Then the way we are advertising, publicizing the product is not good, then we should try to modernize and enhance the advertisement. Then when we have done that, then we will now prescribe what the company or the country should be doing for them to stay at the highest revenue provider. Thank you.
You're also thinking now like EBITDA analysis, yes. So I think you are good to go. If you get any job, I beg, if you get any consulting role for data analysis, you can go for it now. I think you are not thinking as a data analyst. So thank you for that. Adewumi Aisha. Yeah, so please, I want someone to explain from this dashboard specifically what you see from this dashboard, reasons from this dashboard. So yeah, Adewumi Aisha. Adewumi Aisha. Okay.
Descriptive analysis. You're going to ask yourself, understand what happened.
Aisha, don't start from descriptive analysis now. Start from descriptive. Don't jump now. You want to jump? Yeah, mommy, you can talk. So far, you're with us.
Descriptive analysis. Can I start from there?
Yeah, you can.
Descriptive analysis. Summarizing and analyzing what happened. Diagnostic analysis. Investigating the data. Predictive analysis. Guessing what will happen in the future. Prescriptive analysis. Recommending artificial intelligence.
Yeah, reading from your book.
Yeah, mom, you can explain. Yeah, wa alaikum salam, wa alaikum salam.
Okay. Looking at the data on the dashboard, okay, we have some locations that are generating high income, while some are generating low income to the company. So the first thing is the descriptive analysis. Yeah, we have to ask questions like what happened? Why are we generating low income in some part of the region? Okay, so we need to know why. We need to know what happened. Could it be maybe access to the product? Could it be this? Could it be that? So we need to ask questions about what really happened. So that's the first stage. So the second stage is the diagnostic analysis. Why did it happen? So we have to we need to make a research of why it happened. Why is this happening? Why it happened? So after getting the solution to why it happened, the third stage is the predictive analysis. What is likely to happen? What should we do? How do we improve sales in those areas where we are having low turnover? So we can what's it called, forecast from past experience that okay, since in the past months we have been generating low income, so it's most likely we still generate low income if we don't provide solution to what happened. So this is the stage where we look for solution to what happened, or should we maybe close that area, not supply product to that area, and concentrate more on those areas that are bringing more profit? So this is the stage where we can forecast, we can guess what will happen in the future. Okay, so then prescriptive analysis. Okay, this is like decision supporter. Then we recommend actions. Okay, this is where we recommend whether we are going to, what we are going to do. Maybe we increase our advertisements, or we shall make decision that will help the company to grow.
Yeah, thank you so
sir.
much. Yeah, thank you so much for that. So let me so before others, so let me quickly show some you guys something. Before the ending of this cohort, you guys are going to do projects, and that project each and every one we present, we analyze, we interpret. I'm going to give you a real world data. That real world data, you have to solve their problem, recommend, suggest, analyze. You are not that will build that dashboard, no be me. Now, so who are those still raising their hand? So there's another dashboard. Okay, so we have Mega Malao. So I want to show another data, another dashboard entirely. Not this again. I think Aisha has already explained. Idera, they will remove you. You are disturbing Idera. And okay, Idera, so I'll call you, answer my next question. Feel like you are not listening. So let me show another form of dashboard over here. Yeah, so the next person raising his hand. Okay, Ibrahim Suleiman. Yeah, so if you notice this, if you look at this dashboard, guys, please don't mind my, I don't know, I think, yeah, so I open this. Yeah, so if you look at this dashboard, this is a company's, like a United States company, just so, but I already removed the name of the company because I'm done with the analysis. Now, this is their dashboard. This is the first dashboard, right? So can you say contact your tenant admin because it's confidential, so they already removed it. I don't have access to it again. Now, so this is their performance. Now, this is the third. So the third. Now, so this is the third one. And then I gave a key insight. This key insight talking about what happened, descriptive and diagnostic. Then I talk more about over here the recommendation, right? So I want someone, right? So if it's what we can do today, of which we can. So I intentionally had to elongate this introduction of data analysis so that you guys will get more explanation of it, right? I want someone. Now, I will be interacting with this data, right? You need to explain. I've done my own recommendation. I'll be interacting with this data. You will need to explain some basic analysis for me, right? I just need a male and a female. I don't want Aisha and Ibrahim again. I think this is an in-depth. So this is an in-depth. So I was on that did this dashboard. I did this dashboard myself, right? So I built it myself because the company said they do not want much KPI or so, right? So I want a male and a female. Anyone? I want a male and a female. Now we have the total revenue, we have the total product cost, we have the total profit, we have the profit margin, we have the number of order, we have the average order value. Please, if you are building a dashboard, if you are looking at the dashboard, right, then as a lead BI consultant, they will give you a dashboard. You have to analyze it to the stakeholders, so the owners of the company. A data analyst must be a problem solver, not only building dashboard. It's not that they should give you a data, you should not build dashboard alone and submit it. No, right? You are not submitting it to anybody. It is you that have built the dashboard. You should be able to look at someone's dashboard, then analyze it. Look at someone's dashboard, interpret it. Look at someone's dashboard, be able to make an effective decision from it. Oh yeah, anyone, a male and a female, in just 5 minutes, a male and a female, anyone? I have some questions. I have some important questions I need to ask. Now, over here, I did recommendation myself. Over here. Right, so this is the key insight, and I did recommendation myself. So let me see, right? Ibrahim Suleiman, why are you afraid? Okay, so now let me explain it myself then. Okay, you have Mega Malao. Okay, you can mute yourself. Yeah, you can mute yourself.
No, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yeah, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Now, if you look at this dashboard,
Hello?
I'm coming. So please don't mind this. It's currently hanging because it's an online Power BI dashboard. Now, if you look at this dashboard, now we have from 2016 to 2021. First, we have top product category by revenue. Now, this top product category by revenue, they are what we call insights. We call it strengths. We call it performance. We have top products by revenue and top product by revenue and profit. We have the average order value for online and offline store. That is the average order value, right? That is the average value for their sales are both online and offline. Now, they have a product. They have product category. They have product subcategory. The company is a large company. The company is a very, very large company. So they have product subcategory. Now, their products exist in different continents, North America, Europe, and Australia. So I'm just giving you a brief analysis of that. Then, likewise, for the third, so you can see performance and trend. Likewise, now, I also showed seasonal trends for order volume and revenue. That is, their revenue, the sales, the yearly sales, right, is over here, and the sum of revenue and sum of profits per year. Now, the profit generated by payment, right? Do you know when you want to pay? We can have bank transfer, credit card, you can have cash, mobile payments, and the likes. Now, we have top 10 customers by revenue. Now, and likewise, we have revenue by store. That is, you see, the number of revenue generated by online store, the number of revenue generated by offline store. Now, let's start with 2016. Let's start with 2016. If you look at it, that revenue in 2020, the total revenue from 2016 to 2022 is 55 million and 755 million, right? I think it's more than 55 million, but it's 55 million because I already changed it because it's the real data. So other clients must not see their real value. Now, so let's look at 2016. Now, I want to show you 2 years. Let's look at 2016. Now, look at 2016. Revenue for 2016 is 6.95 million. Only just want to analyze this, please. Now, this is the total product cost. Now, let's look at 2017 alone. Now, so I want you to analyze difference, just the 2016 and 2017, and give a full analysis on it. Right. So now this is 2017, right? Okay, let me check 2018. I want to see something. What's happening to this now? Now, you notice that the revenue keep increasing, right? So I want you to give some reasons why their revenue keep increasing. Let's start with 2016. Now look at 2016, right? In just 1 minute, you need to study some things in 2016. We have total revenue, product cost, total profit percentage, numbers of orders, the average order value. This is the top customers by revenue, the total revenue by store, and now this is 2017. This is 2017. Wow. I don't know, maybe I've been blocked from this data. I don't know, maybe I've been blocked. The client already blocked me from accessing something from here. Wow, why is this not showing? Okay, so very sorry. Let me pick another data set. Let me pick another data. I think there's another data here. Let me pick another data from here. Okay, let me pick this. I'm very sorry. I think the client already blocked. This is actually a client's work. So I don't know what happened, why it is not showing. Right. So this is a dashboard. Now this is another dashboard. Now we have the total revenue, total quantity. These are in millions. These are in millions. Order value, average order value. Now, so we have customer location. If I click on Boston, right? If I click on Chicago, if I click on Dallas, if I click on Denver, if I click on Austin, New York, then if I click on February, now February, this is February, this is March, this is April. Right. Now, so I think I've seen what I want. Actually, I think I've seen what I want. Now, so I think it was Miriam that I wanted to explain. Now, this is February. Now, this is total revenue. Right. So for the whole month, this is just for 3 months. February, March, and April. Total revenue is 243 million. But and then we had all these products, electronics, clothing, home appliances, footwear, books, and everything. This is what we have. But look at February. Now look at February. The only revenue we had in February, we had a revenue of 122 million. The revenue declined to 117 million. Why did the revenue decline? That's the first thing. Why did the revenue decline? Oh yeah, I think someone was about to explain before. Anyone? Why did the revenue decline? Now, the revenue in February was around 122 million. The revenue declined to 117 million, 117 million 730. Why did the revenue decline? No, I don't want Ibrahim again. I want another person. Rahim, Suleiman. See, before you can go in depth into analysis by building dashboard, your analysis is very, very most important. Like driving out insights, understanding the 4 pillars is very, very much important. Now, this is why most data analysts fail. Most data analysts fail. We have a lot of data analysts out there on LinkedIn, right? But there was a time I had the chance to interview some data analysis, like the Sunfire that was in BI consultant, the lead BI consultant. BI is business intelligence consultant. So it was clashing with my work. So I had to ensure that I told them I can't continue being your consultant. Then then we had to get some data analysis, just 2 data analysis. Those we had more than 1,000 people who enrolled for the work, and almost everyone, right? Almost everyone, even though if they are to employ them, almost everyone, they are not good enough. The reason why they are not good enough, we give them a dashboard, take the dashboard, analyze the dashboard to us. How can you interpret the dashboard to the stakeholders? How can you make a decision? Data analysis goes beyond you building that. See, you'll be able to build this dashboard, but how will you be able to analyze it? How will we be able to make decision with it? That's the most important thing. Yeah, I want someone. Please don't be afraid. Just say something. I will. I won't discourage you, and likewise, I won't rubbish your I won't rubbish. So that's why if you build any dashboard, I won't rubbish your work, but we are going to correct you. Now, why did the sales decrease? Why did sales decrease? Now, look at it. Now, okay, someone is trying to raise. Yeah, Fadlu Rahman. Fadlu Rahman, talk now. Fadlu Rahman. Where is that file?
It decreased.
Sorry.
Decreased in order volume.
It decreased in order volume. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's check. Now, this is February, right? Let's look at February. February is 113. Their order volume is 113. That is, their total quantity in February is 326. In March, their total quantity increased to 367, but revenue it decreased. Our quantity in our store, it increased, but revenue decreased. Why? Why did it happen? Let's look at the reason. Let's generate some reasons here. Now look at February. Guys, look at February. You notice that in February, now let's look at order fulfillment status breakdown. Okay. I know I don't want to buy him again. No, don't worry, let me keep explaining. I don't want you again. Now, so if you look at February, guys, in February, you will notice that we have cancelled, we have completed, and we have pending. How many percentage of we have 34%? That is, we have 38 million products or 38 million products that was cancelled. Now in March, how many was cancelled? 28% was cancelled. 34% was pending. In February, how many was pending? 34% was pending. Who's that? Koduraman, kindly mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. Now, so when you come here, guys, when you come here, when you come to February, we have our total revenue. It decreased to 117,730. Like it decreased from what's it called, from February to March. Now let's also look at sales by day of the week. Let's look at sales by day of the week. On Monday 2016, so on Wednesday in February, sales is around like 13 million, but in March sales was around like 10 million. So definitely it should be around sales day of the week. Definitely in February as well. Let's look at customer wise quantity sold. Electronics, we sold 173, and we sold 173 products, 173 million products. Let's look at the electronics that we sold. We sold 165. So generally, I think what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give an assignment when it's time. All this dashboard, I will give each and everyone the dashboard. The assignment is explain from the dashboard the 4 pillars of data analysis. Right. Explain from the dashboard the 4 pillars of data analysis. So, but we are going to also do an in-depth explanation based on how you can derive insights, how you can derive trends, how you can derive your recommendation, right? So, and another last part. So generally, I told you yesterday that we have 4 pillars of data analysis, but now it is 5. The 5th one is artificial intelligence, right? The 5th one is artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence can give you a summary of all this. Artificial intelligence can predict, can give you the best solution on what to do. Artificial intelligence can recommend the best analysis that you should do. Artificial intelligence can be also the decision maker, right? Can also suggest solution. So generally, if you are being asked, maybe you go for an interview and they ask what are the pillars of data analysis. You can mention 5. The first one, descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, prescriptive, and what? Artificial intelligence. Now, there are some tools that a data analyst can easily use to analyze, to interpret, to forecast, to give a recommendation on what we should do to a likely solution, right? So that is the 4 pillars of data analysis. So I'm going to decide, maybe there'll be an assignment this week. If there needs to be an assignment, yeah, so the admin will let you know on the group pertaining to any assignment to be given. Yeah, so let's continue. Now, so let's go back now to what are the data analysis process, guys. What are the data analysis process? Now, a data analyst what are the process of what specifically that you need to do? What are the process exactly of what you need to do? Now, data analysts have some specific process. Right, don't forget, from what the explanation you guys gave yesterday, said data analysis is the process of examining, transforming, interpreting data with the mindset or the goal of uncovering meaningful insights. Right, that is exactly what you want to do. Now, by breaking it down, guys, now let us break down the process. Data analysis does not just happen by accident, or it does not just occur incidentally. Data analysis does not just occur incidentally. Data analysis follows a structured series of steps. You need to know the steps. Now, I part of the question I asked some data analysts while doing interview was they should give the process of data analysis and what is their day-to-day experience as a data analyst. Their day-to-day experience as a data analyst, right? So these are likely things that should always stick to you. You must not forget, right? Now, the first thing is what? You identify problem. The first thing is identify problem. So if you don't have clarity on the question, now when they give you a data set, the most important thing is that what? Identify the problem of that data set, of that company. Identify the general problem the company is battling with. The problem the company is battling with, the problem the company is having. Now, how can you define the problem? See, I'm not always stressing myself again, even though this DevOps engineering I'm currently doing, whenever we are trying to write code, or whenever we are trying to work on we are trying to work on the back end of a product, on the back end of an app, and then maybe my boss sends me that, okay, Ibrahim, work on this. If I see that it's giving me error, straight I take it to GitHub Copilot. Right, there are different tools of artificial intelligence that, if we are not being careful, they are likely to replace human. Yes, I know some of those tools. They are likely to replace human. And there are some tech skills now of which is a gunner, is going. So is a gunner, is going. Some of them, we have the products, the UI UX, right? We have the UI UX. UI UX, in the next 5 years, if you give UI UX 10 years, right? All those ballers in those technology field, they will build effectively. Right? So we have Figma UI, we have Figma ChatGPT now that is effectively designing the app design. Now it will design the app for us. So that's why most of the time you need to follow the trend of artificial intelligence, know the most important thing to learn, and know what you're supposed to learn. Right? So the data analysis process, the first thing is what, guys? You define the problem. Now, if you have been given a data, you must be able to clarify the question of that department. Now, the insight I showed you earlier, the company, the name of the company is Sunfire. It's Sunfire. They are a solar company. They provide solar on lease payments, subscription outrightly, and the likes. Right. So they have a problem. They want to analyze the customer preference, how to pay, and the likes. Right. So when I was given the data as a consultant, the first thing I did was I consulted with the head of the department, the head of finance department, the head of the marketing department, the head of each department, to know that the problem they are facing. It is the duty of me as a data analyst, the business intelligence analyst, to solve the problem. Right. So that you won't just build a dashboard. So you won't just build a dashboard by just wasting your time and not producing answers that does not matter. Now, if you have been given a project to work on, some part of the project we are going to give you the recommended insight to do, but some you are the one that will have to get the insight yourself, because whenever you are working as a data analyst, Why are those people dropping all these emojis? So Laudin Jafar, I think, okay. Jafar, let me see your face. Jafar, let me see your face. Jafar, let me see your face. Yeah, Jafar, mute yourself. You have been dropping emojis. Jafar, unmute yourself. What are the people with you, Jafar? What are people with you, Jafar?
My sisters. My sisters.
Are you the one doing the class alone?
Yes. No.
Yes, no.
Yeah, much.
Have you been following the class?
Yes, sir.
Why have you been dropping emojis consistently? Why have you been dropping emojis consistently? What happened?
That is, sir.
Yeah. Please ensure you listen. Thank you. You can off your video.
Okay, sir.
Put up the video. Thank you. Yeah, so we have the data analysis process. The first thing is defining a problem, right? So instead of you just wasting time on a result that does not matter, the most important thing is that what? First, define the problem. Now, you like all this dashboard that you are saying. The first thing is that what? We look at, okay, what is the problem this company is having? What is the problem they are having? Then it is from that problem that you will know what you want to solve. It is from that problem that you know, okay, what is the success is going to look like? How will the dashboard be? What are those things that will be in the insights? What are you going to do from the dashboard? Right. The first thing is that what, guys? Define the problem. The next thing is that what? Collect data. The next thing is collecting data. Now, you have already defined the company's problem. You already work with the head of the department. You already work with the head of the department. You know that, okay, this is the problem they're having. This is what they want to do. This is what they want to do. Now, the next is that what? You collect data. Now, sometimes their data already exists in a database. Please, I'm not going to talk more about database because it's like we have new people that they might not know what is database. So now they are going to send you some of their data for you to work on. They are going to send you some of their data for you to work on. Now, it is from this data now, you now start answering questions that, okay, if I should do top customer by revenue, will it solve their problem? If I should do so number by so. Now, it is from that data that you start bringing out insights, you start bringing out metrics, you start bringing out trends, you start bringing out performance. Right. Now, it is from those insights that you start bringing out all some of those things. So the first thing is that what, guys? Define the problem. The next thing, collect your data. Now, the next is that what? Clean data. You need to clean your data. In our next class, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to check the next topic in the next class. So maybe I will come around or not, or it will be assigned to other facilitators. So the next is clean your data. Now, any data that you want to do, you must always check, is it a dirty data? See, guys, I have a dirty data with me. You will work on it. I'll give you some dirty data. You have to clean that data. Everything you have to clean data. Right. So guys, don't be afraid. Data analysis work does not require much. Data analysis work is, to me, is very, very simple. It's very, very simple. So if you are ready to learn and then you are being devoted and determined, definitely you will excel in it. Right. So you should know how to clean data. Another I think another English of cleaning data is you should be able to transform your data. From what Julia mentioned yesterday, you transform your data. how we transform your data, you replace all the missing values that we have, all the inconsistent formats in the data, all the errors in the data. Okay, because if you skip any data cleaning, your analysis will be misleading. Right? So you need to ensure all data are being cleaned before you start doing any analysis. So the next thing after cleaning your data is what, guys? Analysis. After you clean your data is then explore. You explore and you analyze. You start talking, okay, what is the data telling me? What are the assumptions? What are the patterns? What are the calculations? Right. Then the next thing is visualization. You start building now all those visualizations that you are looking at. It's not immediate that you start looking at visualization. No. Now you need to have cleaned the data. You must have collected the data, clean that data, analyze that data, then you present it. Then you build it in a clean form, in form of a good chart or a dashboard. Guys. So likewise, one thing you should always note is that a good chart or dashboard is not by decoration. Guys, so let me show you one of my so okay, and the last thing is, after you building it, then you communicate. Then you communicate, and that is what exactly. See, we will do all this process before we can approve anyone's projects. Right? You have to build it. We are going to give you data, so there's no point of collecting data again. We will give you data. You will clean it. You will analyze it. You will visualize it, and you will communicate it. If you can do that, you are a data analyst and you are a business intelligence analyst. Most of the time, right, I do call myself business intelligence analyst. Why? Because if I see a data, I go analyze them. I'll talk about the 4 pillars of analysis because now which I know, right? So now let me show you some. If you see some dashboard, you can say, wow, this dashboard looks good, right? It's not about dashboard looking good, but it's about how are you able to solve problem, right? How are you able to communicate it? Now, how are you able to show it all those effective insights? Now, this is Microsoft Power BI. I think I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, thank God. Sharing now. Come in. Let me expand this. Yeah, so if you look at it now, guys, you look at, wow, this artwork look nice. It's looking perfect. Guys, no be one day work. It's not a one day work, actually. Now, let me tell you, don't forget that in the process of data analysis, explaining this from the process of data analysis so that you'll be able to understand it as well. The first thing is you have to define the problem. After getting that data, you work with the department, the company, to know what is the problem they are solving. The next thing, you collect the data. Now, let's assume that now they have collected that data. They have collected the data. Before the data can come to this place, can be in this form, they must have cleaned that data. Now, the next thing after cleaning the data is to analyze. Now, what is that analyze? Analyze is the total revenue, the total quantity, total order, average order value. Now, all these things, guys, who can tell me what do we call all these things? Total revenue, total quantity, total order, average order value. What do we call all this? I named it not quite long. What's it called, guys? Anyone? I want to see someone that has been following me. Anyone? What's it called? So if no one is answering me, I will call him. So I'll know those that have been following me. Insights. Thank you, Lawa Ukoyat. Data visualization. Khalifa, you are wrong. Go. Insights. I don't want another. I want another name for it. Insights. I know it's insights. I already mentioned. You guys already mentioned insights. Okay, Aisha. What's another name for it? We call it insight, right?
Yeah, you said insight. It can be decision or action.
It can also be okay, but that's not exactly what I want. All the total revenue, the total quantity, the total order, the average order value, patterns. Okay, so I'm going to explain the difference between all these things, patterns, insight. I'm going to explain it. You're going to know about it now. Don't worry. So that if they are next time they are talking about insight, you know that okay, this is what they are talking about. They are talking about patterns. Okay, this is what they are talking about. Now, another person again.
Trends.
Trends. Okay, thank you. We can call it trend as well, but they have different meaning, right? Khalifa is not data visualization, I beg. It's not data visualization. Another person again. What are we going to call it? Let me see. Jewelry. Where's jewelry? Jewelry, how are you to solve? Why don't you talk today? Jewelry.
Sir.
Wa alaikum salam. Yeah, what are you going to call it? Pattern, yes, Mozilla. You can call it pattern. Yeah, so what should we call total revenue, total quantity, total order, average order value? What should we call it?
Sir, it can also be called interpretation.
Okay,
Or
interpretation. Or what?
Or findings.
Or findings. Okay, it's also right, actually. You're also correct. But why don't you want to talk? Why don't you want to talk before?
No, nothing, sir.
No problem. That's fine. Investigation, okay. Rahmat, Musa. See, I will call our names. I'll start calling our names now. Don't worry. Ibrahim Suleiman, Rahmat, Musa. Unmute yourself. What should we call it? The total revenue, total quantity, total order, average order value. What should we call it? Rahmat Musa, unmute yourself. If you don't unmute yourself, I will assume you are not following me. You're not in this class, Ramon Musa. You're not following me. Now, so when talking of all this, now the total revenue, the total quantity. Ramon. Okay, Ibrahim.
Data.
Ibrahim.
Data.
Ramos is not data. Ibrahim. Okay, so you know not to waste our time. Now, whenever you see some of all these things, we have total revenue, total quantity, total order, average order value. We call it metrics. Please note it down. We call it metrics. Guys, we call it metrics. Now, all this total revenue by customer type, total revenue by region, total revenue by state, bottom 5 customers by amount spent. Now, let me show you something. Now, total bottom 5 customers by amount spent or top 5 customers by amount spent. We call all these things insights or patterns. We call all these things insights or patterns. If I ask you and you go tell me another thing, now my God will judge you. I don't tell you. Now, total revenue, total quantity, total order, average order value, they are called metrics. Or we call it KPI. Now, anyone, what's the meaning of KPI? What's the meaning of KPI? Guys, what is the meaning of KPI? Guys, what's the meaning of KPI? When we say KPI, 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 anyone?
Key performance indicator.
Thank you. Key performance indicator. So KPIs, they are called key performance indicator. So please, in the organization, so whenever you are building dashboard, there are some times you must always show your key performance indicator. So they are called, now, is it that you call it KPIs or you call it metrics? Now, why all this total revenue by customer type, total revenue by region, top 5 by customer, or let me move to the next dashboard. Let me move to the next dashboard. When we come here, I have performance. Now look at this performance. Now, all these things, total revenue, they are still called KPIs. Now, other completion rates, is there a relationship between volume, sales, and revenue? Now, whenever you see something like this, this is a trend. Now, whenever you see something like this is a trend. Guys, it's a trend. So when we get to dashboard, you are going to understand it more. So all this total revenue by warehouse, completion rates, they are called insights, or you call it patterns, or you call it performance, right? So please note all these things. They are very, very important. And likewise, total revenue. Now, another thing is that when you see all this line, they are called trends. We call it trends, guys. Total revenue monthly trending. Thank God you have trending. Total revenue monthly trending, we call it trends, right? Total revenue by product, we call this insights or performance, right? Insights or performance. Please ensure you note all these things. Ensure you note all these things, right? Now, so let's go back to our dashboard. So I already talked about the process of data analysis. The first thing, you define the problem. The next thing, after defining the problem, you collect the data. After collecting the data, you clean your data. After cleaning your data, you analyze the data. Now, when talking of analysis is where you start talking about KPIs, talking about insights, talking about trends. Then visualize is, okay, which dashboard should I use? Should I use line chart? Which color should I use? Which template should I use? After doing that, then you communicate it. Then you communicate your insights. Okay, so now the next thing also is now decoding data structure. Now we have generally we have 3 forms of data structure, guys. But for now I'm going to talk more about 2. Now we have 2 forms of data structure, guys. We have 2 forms of data structure. The first one is structured data. The second one is unstructured data. The first one is structured data, and the second one is what, guys? Unstructured data. Now, when we talk about data, it is very, very important for you to be able to understand that not all data are the same. Guys, not all data are the same. Not all data are the same. Data are quite different. The format of data are quite different. Not all data are the same. Now, the first thing is that what? Generally, we have 3 forms. We have 3 forms of data. We have structured data, and we have unstructured data, and we have semi-structured data. I don't know why they did not have semi-structured data here. I don't know. So, but generally, we have 3 forms of data: structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. Please note it down. But I'm going to explain the 2. Now, what is structured data? Now, structured data is a type of data that all of us we are familiar with. So it is not everybody that will be familiar with the structured data. Not everyone over here that will be familiar with structured data. Now, structured data is always in a neat, organized, and then it is always in form of rows and column. Now, let me show you examples of structured data. Let me open my data sets. Let me open one data over here. Okay. Let me show you one structured data. Now, so when we talk of structured data, A structured data is a data that is in form of Excel. Structured data is a data that is in form of Microsoft Excel, right? Data that is in form of Microsoft Excel. So let me stop sharing my screen and show structured data. Come in. Yes, so I think I've seen one. Now, if you look at this data now, this is the data, guys. Now, this data now, it has not been analyzed. This data has not been analyzed. It's your duty for you to analyze that data. You need to analyze that data. Now, in this data, these are all the information in the data. We have row, we have order ID, order date, ship data, ship mode, customer ID. Now, this is a data, right? You see that this data now is well structured. All the country are in a place, they are in a column. All the city are in a column. All the states are in a column. Postal code, region, product ID, category, subcategory, the product name, the customer ID, the ship mode, everything, they are in order. And this data is neat. This data is neat, guys. This data is neat. So a structured data, if you look at this data, you see that now after taking this data, the next thing is for you to clean this data. Now you need to look at it. Is this data, is it clean already? If it is not clean, it's your duty for you to clean the data. Sometimes not all data are clean. Some data requires you to clean it before you analyze. But if that data is already clean already, the next thing you jump that phase and go to analyze. You explore and you analyze, right? So let me stop sharing my screen. So that is the example of a structured data. Yeah, so that's an example of a structured data. Yeah, so very sorry guys. There is an app running, there's a virtual machine app running on my laptop, so is is affecting this Google Meet. So by God's grace, next class I will ensure that I open it on my second laptop, right? So that it won't be taking me off, be hanging what I'm doing again. So very sorry for the short issue happening. Right. So now, I already explained structured data, and I said structured data are always in form of Excel. Structured data are always in form of Excel. Structured data are data that is organized. Structured data is the data that is always in form of rows and columns. Structured data are data that is neat. Right. Structured data they are easy to query. They are easy to analyze. You don't need to do anything again on it. Right. You don't need to rearrange or do much thing on the structured data. From the word structured data is the data that has already been structured, ready for analysis and ensure that what it helps us to keep us pattern. Now, the next one is unstructured data. Now, what is unstructured data? Unstructured data is the opposite of structured data. Data that does not fit into rows and columns. For example, all the data that we normally get from social media, they are unstructured data. All the data that we have in audio files, they are unstructured data. All the data that we have in media posts, they are unstructured data. All the data that we have in a text document, they are unstructured data. So unstructured data is the opposite of a structured data. Structured data is data. Structured data are the data that is neat, organized, always in form of rows and columns. So, but unstructured data does not come in form of rows and columns. Please ensure you note that. We have two forms of data: structured data and unstructured data. Right. Now, the next thing also is that the next thing is why did they add this in a big? Okay, now let's look at how does data comes in an organization. Guys, how does data happen, or how does data happen in an organization? How does data occur in an organization? You need to know that. How does the data that we are talking about, how does it happen, or how does it occur in an organization? It's very, very simple. Now, when we look at, they gave example on this place, that child egg. Now, let's assume that, imagine that a company, I think we all know child egg. Maybe a child egg is a food delivery material. How can we differentiate clean data from unclean data? Yes, so it's a Jabaraji. Don't worry, when we get to data cleaning, you differentiate between dirty data and clean data. Right. So when we get to data cleaning, you understand the difference between dirty data and what's it called? And clean data. Don't worry. But just know that structured data is a clean data, unstructured data is a dirty data. Right. Now let's assume that. So imagine that a company called Chowdeck. Yeah, Chowdeck is a food delivery service. Like Chowdeck is just like what's it called? What's this food delivery also? What's another? So they are just like a food delivery service in Nigeria where they deliver food. Now let's assume that they wrote my name here. Now let's assume that the customer name Ibrahim. My name is Ibrahim, right? Ibrahim is hungry, and then I don't want to go outside to buy food. Please listen attentively to my explanation. Let's assume that I don't want to go outside to buy food. Then what will happen? I downloaded the app. I have the app on my phone, the Chowdeck mobile app, where I can easily place an order for jollof rice and chicken, right, from Salado's kitchen. Yeah, so we have Salado in University of Lagos. They sabi their food they okay actually. So let's assume that so I open the mobile app, I open the phone, I order for a food, jollof rice and chicken from a store. It might not be Salado now, it might be from anywhere. Now, on your phone, data is existing from what you have done. Now, let's look at how does data flows from the order that you have done. How does data flows from the order that you have done? Guys, how does the data flows from the order that you have done? It's a very, very simple thing. Guys, now you need to look at it that. Now, the first thing, now, when Ibrahim, so when a customer perform an action, like when I place an order on the phone, when I click order now from that phone, that is from the phone, you know, you can order something online. Now, if I click on that, if I download those clients app and I click order now to order something, right? An action has taken place already. That is, something has happened in that place. Something has happened in that place. And what happened? Now, immediately I order the food, data has automatically been generated. Immediately I click on order now, data has automatically been generated. Now, that data does not just disappear. Now, that phone that you are looking at, data exists in that app. Data exists in that app. So the data has been captured by the system in that app. Even though when you place an order and you pay for the food, guys, when you pay for an order and you pay for the food, what you have done, an order has already taken place. For an order has taken place, definitely data has been generated. Now, the first thing that was Ibrahim click, if you look at it, Ibrahim click order now on the app. What happened on the next thing? Now, that app that you are seeing, who are those that build the app? They are software engineer. They are the software engineer. It is the software engineer that normally build app. They are the one who design and build application. We call them software engineers. They are the one that build websites. They build mobile apps. They build the backend system that capture data. Right? So they are called software engineers. They make sure that everything in the app is working perfectly. Now sometimes maybe if we are playing a game on the phone, all the game that we are seeing that is working on that phone, it is software engineer that build it. It is software engineer that build it. Now, building the app is not alone, or building the system is not alone. Now, that is where DevOps comes in. That is where a DevOps engineering comes in. So that's where my work comes in as a DevOps engineering. Now, what's that my work? I told you I'm a DevOps engineering. Now, what do? We make sure that everything is running smoothly. Now, all the app that we have, all the action and everything we have on the app, we make sure it is working perfectly 24/7. Now, when you are trying to transfer maybe you are trying to transfer money from OPay to Zenith Bank, and you notice that it's actually taking 2 days for my money to enter into Zenith Bank. Guy, what is happening? There is an issue at the back end of the company's app. So it is the duty of the DevOps to work on it. It is the duty of the DevOps to work on it. So the duty of DevOps engineering. So I'm not going to explain much. Now, DevOps engineering are those that ensure that what? They handle server. We handle deployment. We do system stability. We ensure that whenever a app goes down, right? Because whenever a apps go down, nobody will be able to collect data from the app. So we try to always ensure that what? All companies' products, all companies' app is always available, even though in the midnight itself. That does not mean that in the midnight we are working. No, we are not working. There's something we do to our app, right? So that's the DevOps engineering. Now, at this point, a data engineering comes in. Data engineering comes in. Now, data engineering, you think of them as now let me tell you something. Let me give you an example of data engineering. There are those people of which they prepare the kitchen, before cooking starts. Guys, they prepare kitchen. Do you know, before you start cooking, you need to ensure that your kitchen, before you start cooking food, you need to ensure that your kitchen is clean. Your kitchen is ready for you to cook. Your kitchen is your kitchen, you set the fire and everything. Now, they assist, you know, in the kitchen, you need to assist your mom before she starts cooking. Your mom will call you, yeah, Ibrahim, yeah, go and pour water on the fire, go and do this, go and do this. Now, your mom is a data analyst. Why you that is assisting your mom to set the kitchen, you are a data engineer. Now look at that. You set up the kitchen for her. You want to cook. Your mom wants to cook. And you set up the kitchen for her to ensure that your mom is being able to cook her food. She can. Now, you know, if I go into the kitchen, why the kitchen is dirty, I can't cook. Right? Your mom calls you that, okay, Ibrahim, oh yeah, go to the kitchen, oh, go and clean everywhere, oh, I'm coming to cook, oh, I want to do this. So now I want someone that can differentiate between for my explanation. You're going to differentiate between data engineering and data analysis for me now. Now let me give an example again. Okay, let me use that example again. Now, your mom wants to cook rice, right? She wants to cook maybe rice, fried rice and jollof rice and either chicken and some other things. Now she'll tell you, go and check maybe this gas in the kitchen. Go and set up the kitchen, wash the plates, and ensure everyone is set up. If you are done, call me, I will come and start cooking. You are done, actually. Now call, mommy, I'm done. Oh. Your mom will enter the kitchen and start cooking. Right. Your mom will enter the kitchen and start cooking. Now, you that prepared the kitchen for her, for your mom to start cooking, you are the data engineering. Why your mom is a data analyst. Now, in just 1 minute, who can explain? Who can explain the difference between that data engineering and data analyst now? I'm not talking of software engineering, DevOps engineering. For my explanation, anyone who can explain it? Please. Anyone who can explain it? I want someone to try. I want someone. See, it's not only Ibrahim Suleiman, Adewumi. I want other people. We have a lot of people from this. We have about like 40 people here. What about Kiloshele? We have a lot of people over here. Why? Okay, Ibrahim Suleiman. Ibrahim Suleiman. Now, okay, let me call, yeah, Abdullah Abdulkarim. Abdullah Abdulkarim. If you don't answer me, I'll move to another person. Juweria.
Someone comes to lower.
Okay, Walid Salam Abdullah Abdulkarim. Walid Salam Abdullah Abdulkarim.
Okay, so data analyst is the one that will instruct the data engineering what to do so that the data analyst can perform what you want to do. Like,
can you come again, please? Can you come again?
The data engineering that will set up the system. Data analyst will instruct data engineering to set up the system where you want to work so that you'll be able to work conveniently.
Okay, is that all? Okay, Juweria, that's correct as well. That's correct. Juweria. Juweria.
Sir?
Yeah, talk now.
Sir?
Talk. You are raising your hand.
Data engineer builds the system that makes data available.
Again, data engineer do what?
Builds the system that makes data available.
Wait, see, me self, see, let me tell you something. Before I know that data engineering build a system that made data available, it was last year. It was last year. I know that it was data engineering that built a system to make data available. It was last year. Who told you? Julia, who told you?
My sister
What's happening now? Eh? Julia.
My sister told me.
Your sister? Yeah, is your sister there? Is your sister there?
Yes, sir.
What's her name? What's her name? Okay, let's call another person. Ramot Musa. Ramot Musa. Yeah. So Kafilat said, yeah, Kafilat, explain what you just what you wrote now. Kafilat, explain what you wrote now, please. Kafilat, explain what you wrote now.
Data engineer prepare everything needed by
Mommy, mommy, are you the one saying that? Are you the one typing it for her, mommy?
I'm assisting him, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, but please, we have done our own explanation. We really need you to also assist
data
them.
engineers is the person that use the data from the source to form something meaningful. Why the data analysis?
What happened to data analysis? Okay, yeah. So, Mom, we really need you to ensure that we have done our explanation. We've done our part. So the recording will be available, and likewise, I think our team should upload it on YouTube. So please let them watch the recording over and over throughout this week. Please let them watch the recording over and over throughout this week. Right? They need monitoring. They need monitoring, and likewise, they need more explanation from you guys. So the more they watch it, the more they also tend to understand it as well. Right, so that is why I ensure I do bring down those explanations for them to be able to understand. Thank you, ma. Yeah, so you guys, you are correct. Now, so data engineering, they stand between your data analysis. Now, some people say without data engineering, data analysis will not exist. Now, there was a time before this company I was working with, Andela, I was employed as a data analyst. Now, there are some people, because we have some Indian in our team, in our company, right? Because it's an international company. Those Indian, they feel so proud because whenever we want to get data, they're always telling us, take it, go and prepare, go and just like this is the data. Meanwhile, it is the duty of data engineering to ensure that what they prepare everything a data analyst needs for analysis. So I just explained earlier that a data analyst now, your mom that wants to go to the kitchen, you must set the kitchen for her before she cook. Definitely, data engineering must set data available for data analysts. Guys, look at it. Data engineering must what, guys? Must set data available for data analysts. No, so now it is data analysts. If there's no gas again in the kitchen, your mom will call you. Yeah, Ibrahim, go and fill the gas. I want to cook. Likewise, me, myself, I can call data engineering. Oh yeah, data engineering, please. Let me get the data from this department. Let me get the data from this app. Let me get the data. Are we there? Likewise. Now look at it. Your mom, that's the data analyst, can tell your data engineering. Now look at it though. A data engineering cannot tell a data engineering cannot tell a data analyst to go and watch the plate. Guys, look at it. A data engineering, you cannot tell your mom. You know, I said your mom is a data analyst. Why you are the data engineering? You are the one that prepared the kitchen for her to cook, for her to be able to cook and do all necessary things. You cannot tell your mom that, mom, go and wash the plate. No, do that though. If you try it, you make the consequences at home. So it is the duty of data engineering. The duty of data engineering is just that data engineering will only prepare that data for you. Or you take the data or go and do all necessary things that you want to do with the data. Guys, do all necessary things that you want to do with the data. So it is data engineering that ensure that what data is available before data analysts can make use of it. Data engineering ensure that what they get data from different sources. They get data from different places for us. If there is no gas again, your mom will tell you, go to this place, go and get gas. Go to so place, go and get that. Definitely, it's the data engineering that will have to collect that data Now, where is data analyst collecting data from, guys? Anyone? Where is data analyst collecting data from? Where is data analyst collecting data from? Anyone?
From
Anyone? Someone should answer it.
From the data engineer.
Thank you. Data analyst will collect data from the data engineer. Guys, so that's the difference between a data engineer and data analyst. So if I ask you, what's the difference between data engineer? A data engineer prepare everything a data analyst needs to analyze the data. Data engineer go in depth into the app to prepare data out, to generate data out, to bring out data out for use. Guys, can you see that? I wrote here, it was written here, data engineer get data from sources. They do something useful and serve it. Why data analyst? It's data analyst that will query that data, that will analyze it, that will transform it, that will interpret it, that will communicate it, so that they can make decision with it. Out there. Now, let's go to the next slide. Now, we have the day-to-day life of the data analyst. Yeah. So I think I already explained this. So we are almost done. So this LinkedIn is next week, by God's grace. So I already explained the day-to-day life of the data analyst. So what are you going to do as a data? What are those things that you do as a day-to-day life of a data analyst? So what does a typical day as a data analyst looks like for you? So sometimes you have to begin your data by collecting data, by cleaning your data, by interpreting it. And likewise, you report your visualization. How do you report? That is, you report what you have done. You communicate the insight that you have done. You communicate the performance that you have done. You communicate the trends that you have done to the stakeholders or to the organizations out there. And likewise, in the life of a data analyst, you always support decision. You always make decision. Likewise, you always collaborate with different teams in the organization. We have different teams in the organization. Don't forget that everybody, you are working with different teams in order to show what, guys? KPIs. You are working with different teams in order to show KPIs. In order to show metrics. I showed you guys what is metrics. Metrics are those total revenue, total sales, total profits, average order value. Before you can get all those things, you have to work with other departments. And that is why you are seeing collaboration and monitoring. So a day in the life of data analysts involves decision making, creating reports, analyzing data, collecting data, communicating your data, interpreting your data, avoiding risk detection, and other things. Guys, another thing. So these are the life of a data analyst. Now, what are those things that you need to know as a data analyst? What are those things that you need to know as a data analyst? You need to know Excel. You need to know SQL, right? But I'm not sure we are going to teach you SQL. So SQL will be after you guys are done. Right? So likewise, so I'm going to stop here. So the next thing is, so what are those roles that you can get in a data? You can get data analyst, business intelligence analyst, data engineer, data science, and the like. So, so this is where we're going to stop. By next week, by God's grace, we are going to continue from here and look at the LinkedIn part. So, and to ensure that everyone, you are able to set up your LinkedIn and have your LinkedIn account, right? So thank you guys. Thank you so much, guys. So this is where we stop for this week. Next week, Saturday, we continue next week, Saturday. So I'll be the one coming next week, Saturday, to teach you guys on how to set up your LinkedIn. So I'm very sorry, I won't be entertaining any question. I'm not giving you any assignments. So we are going to send the slide to the group. Go back to the group and go and ensure that what you watch the recording, you prepare yourself for next week. Thank you guys and see you next week. Yeah, admin, you can stop the recording.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Shukran.
Okay.